happening. It's a bit warm for this shit, to be honest. It's a bit too warm. Just a quick one today, but before we get into it, I want to clear some stuff. I don't know if any of you watched all the way to the end of the grill video, but I said that we were going to do a ring trip and then went to book it. Then we decided it's probably best we just wait till next year, because if we go in, we're only getting like a day and a bit of actual tourist farting. So spending all that money to go away for like, there would only be 2 cars, and there's next year we can plan, we can have more people going and it'd be pretty sick. So instead we've put Cadwell. It's 30th September. Come along, play race cars. I'll put the link down below. It's MSV again. They're pretty good. Like the days are run really well. The photography is just fucking expensive. It's like £9 a picture, like £8 a picture. But if you got a 50, then you get them for 80p. But yeah, let's get into the video. We have a Golf. It's an ST. Don't hear them popping and banging, do you? In every fucking video. Right, I haven't been in here in a few. But I still can't get enough of these clocks. Just going to drop the window because it's fucking boiling in there. So depending on how much you know about the MSA like standards for driving and racing, this is how far you see the girth. This is how far the girth is away from the wheel. When you're sitting in a bucket seat, there's like the standard sort of measurement is your elbow and your wrist. I'm basically flat back in the wheel now. I have to fully extend my arm to put my wrist on it. But the ideal is with a slight kink in your elbow and your wrist on top. So today we're going to do that. Obviously we have my Volantec plate, my OMP. We're going to bring that 40mm closer, and I'm going to show you what we've now, because it's actually out there in the bin and I've just left it. It's unbranded. Well, the box is unbranded, but it does say it's from JJC Racing Rally. It's a BG Racing 40mm steering wheel closer. Ignore that, that's for another video. I will explain that. This is it. Pretty good, it's about 40 quid. Comes with Allen's. Allen. So you bolt that back bit to the hub. It's got 2 fittings. It's got 6x70 and 6x74. You might be able to see on there that some of them are different sizes. It's like what? So I need to find the size that fits mine and then weigh it out like that. But it does come with Allen keys, which is pretty sick. The scope of my camera genius sometimes knows no bounds. I'm actually mounted to the sunroof at the minute, and I will miss that because we are going to cut it out eventually. I bet I haven't got the fucking Allen key for this. I'm going to put money on that now. I bet I've lost that fucking Allen key. No, it's that one. Don't know if you have to do them in a star pattern, but might as well. Now my only worry is that the cable that the Volantec plate is held in with isn't actually long enough. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I actually had Chris, Tom's dad, to go put the clocks in, make a proper fucking like little loom up for it, so that it's like not as messy as when I did it. I might have videoed that, I can't remember. So whereas before we did all the dodgy stuff like that with the resistor, and then Chris has come into it and done proper wiring, like he shrunk the cables, heat shrunk, loom taped, like proper job, unlike us. So this is the hallmark of actual quality. You don't see this many on YouTube, but official products. People keep buying cheap fucking wheels. Every time you buy a cheap product, a puppy in Africa dies. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and find how I'm meant to bolt this up. Does that make sense? You've just seen that. I've just tried to fucking unscrew that screw with another screw. Fucking hell. Right, as usual I made that a lot harder than it needed to be. But what do you all expect? You've been here a while now. It's not a massive difference, but that should be enough. So just while I'm tightening the next ones up. You've been enjoying the videos lately? I've had a few really nice messages off people. I'm gonna get soppy for a minute, but it does make my day. I do try and reply to everyone unless you're being a dickhead. But all of the nice comments I try and respond to in some way, even if it's just clicking the little love heart. It's weird people taking time out of their day to watch like a bit of yours. It's weird. And I know a lot of people who make videos can be a bit up their own arse, but I try not to. I feel free to reply to what I'm about to say. and if I'm wrong, please tell me, but it just feels like some people who make videos on YouTube are just doing it to make the video. Does that make sense? Like if YouTube wasn't a thing, their cars would be standard, or like they wouldn't do certain stuff. But I will tell you now. But on the upscale of that, there is a lot of people who make videos of their cars after they've been modified. Like there's a guy, I'm not really massively into my Fords, but a guy called Project Zero Racing. It's like a time attack Focus RS. Quite like that. I don't really like Fords, but I quite like a lot of the attention to detail he's put into it. Stuff like that I like proper builds, not just 4D plates saying it's a track car when it's never going to see one, or it might go on like an action day. Saying that, a lot of people probably thought that about my car when I was saying it's a track car, and it's only... But then again, the people who knew me knew that it was going on, so maybe I've just answered my own question. Hey ho, I hope they prove me wrong. It's nice to see more people trying to get into track days. If you are watching this and you are one of them people, it's expensive, stop. Just get to a point where you think your car's fast. Because there's one, since I started modifying this more towards track days, the one thing I noticed is that the more it gets better on a track, the worse it is on a road. This is not very fun to drive on the road anymore. So I know people will buy a car and they'll be like, oh, it's going to be such a good track car. That doesn't make sense. If it's a road car, it's not going to be a good track car. It can be alright at both. Or like you can have a car that's good on the road, because cars are built for the road. We're building cars that are meant to be driven on flat surfaces, but I'm building this car to be fast around a corner on a perfectly flat surface. So just, if you're planning on building a track car, just remember it's going to get horrible to drive on the road. The only thing I'd change about this car is how fast it is. It needs about 500 brake, and I'll be happy. Maybe one day I'll get that famous that someone will just give me a turbo. That'd be nice. Garrett, if you're watching, which you're fucking not, you've got better things to do with your life. So that's it all on, and I just want to tell you about this. This is my only gripe with these, is these bolts. So I've had this wheel off maybe 3 times now. 5 of them are fine. 1 has just started to slip and round off. So I might try and get another bolt. Test the wheel out. Does feel wicked. So that's it. That was really easy to install. So if I show you, if you remember before, I had to fully extend. Now my shoulder is as back as comfortable, and that's full extension, and I can still slack. I can still slack it a little bit. Maybe a bit bigger would have been better. This is like the middle one. They do like a 20, a 40, 60, I think an 80, and this is the 40 obviously. So, but just to hold it, it feels a bit better to have it closer. I'll just pop you back on the window. Like, it still feels mint. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Nice little 15-minute thing. Need to tighten a few of them up, make sure they're all bang on. Obviously you've seen me tighten bolts, I don't see it all the time. But yeah, let me know if you're after them. I'll put a link to it down in the description. Quite a nice little thing. Like, it definitely feels a bit better. We'll test it out on track. If it needs another one, I'll get the 60, and then maybe the 80 will probably be better. Might just buy another one of them. Have 2 of them, just put them bang on. But yeah, let me know what you think. Just drop a comment down below, subscribe, and I'll catch you next one. Cheers, boys.